AL-SUFAN, all Fatia, in AL-SUFIAN of all are. Let's go. 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 To the first, to the beginning, to the magnificent.
Come on with it.
This is the way of Allah. There's no more for me to say at these moments. Because at these points, the greatest thing have been said.
That's right.
And what's finna come next, ain't nothing been said greater. And this is for awareness. And it's your job to hammer it home with truth. So the teacher is leaving the footprints clearly cut so all public can see. It's a beautiful time and age. In olden times, you had to see your creator. In this new time and era, we don't need to see our creator. Through truth is how we know our creator.
Beautiful.
And so this is a divine lesson. And so there'll be a new some new developments on the way. So we're gonna switch it up next week into a different whole type of spirit. But as far as the way being delivered, the way has been delivered. There's nothing more you can do except sounding like you're trying to force people. So, we might do some lessons, open panels.
Right on. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
See, what you have said through the years have been nothing but the truth. And now we have heard, and now we must do. Not perhaps. I'm going to think about it. But we must do. D-O. then that ain't hard to do. When I read that scripture a long time ago, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And hearing about all this slavery and all these slave movies that I've seen and saw one man lynching another man, it looked like with no conscience or no heart. That caught my attention. And that's what I wanted. I did.
Just out of respect and honor for and to the Creator. Just to show that those possibilities are possible.
Mm-hmm.
They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't find it.
That's right.
We found it, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's published.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the greatest time for all of you.
That's right.
But it's only you, yourself, that can be ready. The people not ready. The people are like constantly newborn children. So there's always a new child in the world. So there's always a learning process that's always will be continued. And that's the people. And we haven't learned about the divine creator in no shape or form in North America. Our brother man, our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali name ain't just ringing in North America. So these things have yet to unfold for the people. But the self who has became aware of these elements of life, these elements of saving power, then the self have saved the self. Now we honestly know what it means when we hear a true Christian say, I am saved. This is salvation. What do you know that gives you saving power? Because after Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, there's nothing but false doctrines that is having give not one grip, no saving power. This is something new to your ears. This is what Jesus taught. This is what the Messiah knew. This is the body of believers. And so this is a monumental time. So since this is what it is, before I begin, I'm gonna give out my private email for those who need direct contact.
Right on.
So I haven't done this, but I'm gonna do it in this particular one. Because all this is to the Lord. The people will come to understand as they grow older. So we're going to start with some basics to return us to the great thought. You can be thinking thoughts, but if you ain't thinking the great thought, you're wasting your own time. A lot of us didn't know the true name of the divine creator. And it's just to show how the people never learn, that only the self learns. People just follow people. Followers just follow leaders. So everybody before time just been parakeeting the next man, the next male, in hopes to be his favor so you could get more.
That's correct. Straight up.
The truth I'm presenting didn't come from no man, no male, no female. Truth and wisdom is its own witness. So only the knower knows how this came about. The mispronunciation of the Creator's name has led the people astray. It has caused people to forget themselves and to start calling on things outside of themselves. See, most people don't know about themselves. So who are they following? Most people don't know about themselves, so who are they listening to? Most people don't know that they have the self. That's why they in the condition that they in. The people have turned into the worship of people. As I'm down here through my Lord experience, I'm seeing the people worship people. The Lord didn't make people to worship people. The only way the people can be saved is by the people saving themselves. There is no one coming to save you. This is what everybody's setting people up for. So many people have came and watered down divinity. And through watering down is to start the worship of flesh. So when people are worshiping people, this is flesh worshiping flesh. If we understood the self, we would know the vanity of the flesh. But the people don't know themselves. So they worship things they know not. And it's called worshiping ignorance. So when you don't have the true name, then you are pronunciating out of your own mouth ignorance. And if you have been studious in any period of your life, then you know the Lord don't take his name in vain. If you speak the Lord's name in vain, you yourself will be the repercussion, not the people. What I have learned through my experience is the people are to help you carry on in your folly. It's a group of people right now waiting to take you out of the way. And they'll party with you till you die. And then they'll move on to their next parties. This is the people. The people have not been able to wake themselves up. So what people do that cannot wake themselves up is find other people who cannot wake themselves up. And they worship. So the society of North America, built by Roman doctrine, has created people to people worship. Constitution say we the people. The people don't do nothing to the Lord. from my understanding and observation, the people mock and make fun of the Lord.
That's correct.
So those have been known as the people. The people is why you in this situation. You want to know who did it? The people. Everyone come into this world innocent. Who deliberately contaminated the purity of your being? It wasn't self. The people. Who haven't told you the truth now? That you all online looking for it. You all outside of self looking for it. Who got you knowing that something ain't right, but they ain't telling you nothing? The people. The people in North America are keeping the people asleep. The people can't speak truth. I've noticed from observation that people can't speak truth. When it comes to speaking truth, it gets silent. So when the true name is spoken, only the self knows. The people don't know the true name. Nor do the people care about the true name. They can care less.
That's so true. So true. So true.
The people is at the bottom of the barrel right now. So they pulling other people down to the bottom of the barrel. Wisdom is overlooked by the people. Truth is far out of sight. So far it's not even spoken from the people. So the people can only save the people when the people can save themselves. There was a distorted game played on us, on the self of North America, by the people. Some people wanted to play a game with us. We didn't consent into this game. But these people want to sit amongst themselves and talk about how to trick the people. We want to trick the people for their power and wealth. So we didn't know these people at all. We would call these people strangers. And these strangers came with strange doctrines. It was so strange, it had nothing to do with self. It had to do with coming from these people. So these people started drafting up fake documents, making up fake names, giving other people fake titles, telling people they signing contracts, but the contracts are straws. The people are straws. The men are straw men. The people are straw men. If the people are really interested in saving themselves, I brought you AL-SUFIAN. Those who want to save yourself, take it and save yourself. Take this, and as the spiritual word says, eat it up. The divine creator says, quench not your spirit. That's to the self. But the people fool. The things people do now is for other people. It's not for and to the Lord anymore. Best believe whatever is being done by the people is for the people, not to the Lord and for the Lord. A lot of people have turned their back against the truth. And the truth is the most greatest. You thought you was having fun when you was young, playing around as a child, aimless, clueless. That's just the pureness of your being, of your own nature, happiness. You didn't even need a mind. Your spiritual nature as a child, as a spiritual child. From a child, you was a spiritual being. The people told you you wasn't. You wouldn't know a fool if it wasn't in the people. for old males, you wouldn't know a hoe if it wasn't a person. All these things exist as people. Take your time to deeply have deep thoughts. And stop just listening to people. What have listening to people got you so far? Remember, just like when you in a dream, you don't know how the people get there. But people there. The same there, the same here. That's two sides of the non-spiritual self. So we have to understand the simpleness is just that simple. The people made it complex. And they made self into a complex when self is simple. And the people is what's complex. This government called We the People. We understand now what that means. This how we know what it means. That is a 1787-year-old document. Rectified and approved in 1791. And from that date to 2025, that's the meaning of the people. We the people was never for and to the Lord. We the people was for the people.
That's right. No Lord involved.
Them same group we were talking about earlier that said amongst themselves. This what they came up with. This the plot they came up with, the trickers. We the people. Think about the tree. Remember we said hoe earlier. Remember, it ain't a bad word because remember, hoe, hoe, hoe. These people made this up. They brought this stuff with them.
Brought them trash.
Ho, ho, ho.
Sound like Santa Claus and me.
Oh. Uh-oh.
It sound like Santa Claus.
So look what we have for the people. A bag of tricks.
I mean a bag.
Ho, ho, ho.
No.
Did you catch it?
Oh, did I?
It has to be caught. It can't be
Say.
taught. That's why the teacher is him.
That's right.
Ain't no teacher down here. The teacher is him. He teaching the people, ho, ho, ho. Why did Santa Claus say ho 3 times?
Look up here.
Let's show you how the people been just playing with the people. Just having you believe. Like a pig will eat slop. They fed the people swine ideas for them to believe in. And these swine ideals, they are called a belief system. And that these beliefs will become their God. Ho, ho, ho.
Still here.
We call a hoe in the South now. I ain't saying this worldwide, but we know in the South. This is why they say the dirty South. We didn't name it that.
That's right.
These people did.
That's right.
That came here. We didn't know what they mean by dirty. Remember, they came with a strange doctrine, which means a strange language.
That's right.
That didn't talk of the self. So a lot of these things we had to go through experientially. We had to experience first-hand knowledge of these people. Not just a year, not just 2 years. They say decades they made up a word. Then they got words that say centuries.
That's right.
Then they got words that say millenniums.
There you go. Come on with it.
We had to deal with this firsthand.
Mighty long time.
He came with this plot. Ho, ho, ho. Back to the dirty South. In the dirty South, we call a hoe a trick. Do you see what the people did? And do you see how the people being played with? The people getting tricked off the streets like a hoe by the ho, ho, ho. And we thought none of this had anything to do with us. They say, laughing to the bank, ho, ho, ho.
All the way to the bank. I remember reading that.
Why is ho connected to money? Why is money connected to tricking? So when a low down selling themselves, they call that tricking.
Yeah.
We don't see how this is connected and how this is a spell on the people made by the claws of Satan, posing as Santa. Tricking you with gifts. You only get gifts from people. If gifts are real, then Santa Claus is real. This is how you're trained to take away your spiritual virginity when you was a spiritual being as a child. People want to siphon that, strip that away. People are guilty for this. Self didn't come for that. The people took advantage. This is what people would do. When you knew, people take advantage. So Satan gave the self of North America something new. Now you're going to be the people. Now you're going to become a nation. And this is how the tricking begins. Tricking off the name. What they used to say, if you don't know the name, you don't know the game.
That's right. That's right.
Who always getting the game ran on? They used to call this, if you didn't know this type of self-knowledge, they call it running game on you. This is what people do. Right. Plot to run game on you. Somebody thinking of a plot right now to run game on somebody.
That's correct. That's correct.
See, this called tricking. They say the oldest profession that they told us, these people, is prostitution.
That's what I heard.
The furthest place, the North Pole. This is how things connect. Calling the people in North America by trick names. Mean your whole name. The government don't want your bullshit name. They want your true name. They can't do nothing with the bullshit name. See, they understand. They can't do nothing with the trick name. They can't do nothing with nothing that ain't real. See, the feds know about the true name. When they looking for someone, they ain't looking for the trick name. That don't do nothing. That don't serve no one. That ain't finna get no justice for the feds. But the feds need the true name. See, we done learned a thing or two by watching the feds.
That's right.
The feds done show us how they operate.
Sure.
They don't operate off tricks.
That's right.
But somehow the people got tricks. Nothing they have is real. All of it is trick names. Street names, trick names. Not your true name. Your government name. How the feds call it. See, all this was given for a reason. To trick us out of our divinity. This was never about a nationality. That's the trick. To trick you out who you are. Just think about it. See, and this is why all the illusions was created around you. To trick you out of your own self. There's always been only one way. So that's why he made his tricks. Because he knew about the one way. He came from the one way. But now to deceive all of those who came just like him as an angel, but now to dim their light into black. This is what Lucifer wanted to do. He wanted to dim the self to black. So he made a black people that will represent this trick that's being played. And they'll be the global spectrum. Everybody will be watching them, and everybody will be tricking their ass. And what you do with tricks, make money. So nations are getting rich because they tricking our ass.
So true. So true.
How long they been over here from the European nation to the Hindu nation? How long have you seen them and they have given you something beneficial? Your grandma done fed your friend. They seem to have no similar etiquette. They don't come from this land, so they come to this land to trick. No other nation come to speak to you, to tell you something beneficial. When they approach you, it's to trick you. All his buildings is Satan's or Santa Claus's bag. Santa Claus is playing God, tricking the world, deceiving the world, him and his 3 reindeers. Come on with it now. Ho, ho, ho. Take your spiritual virginity, take your mental virginity, take your physical virginity. Make these 3 a whole. You can trick them for life. So we didn't learn the word bitch from the divine. These are words given to us.
That's right.
They say cast that black male on your black female.
How many times have I heard?
And next, what follows is that is the hoe. Hoe, hoe, hoe. See, Santa Claus has been eating. He finna eat. He got a whole new bag of foods this year. They just gave him thanks. He just Halloween they ass. Now he finna set them up with Christ mass. This is where, if you ever wanted to know why Santa Claus' belly is full, because of the Christ mass that's coming up. This is where his belly is full from eating children. This is the trick. For giving you these gifts, you get sacrificed. That's the sitting on the lap for. What do you want? Because I'm going to give you what you want. Just like the people, they give the children what they want. But why? Because they sacrifice. Taking away their spiritual virginity. Taking away their mental virginity. Taking away their physical virginity. So now they're asleep with any spirit. Ho, ho, ho.
I did want to say to that when you were speaking on that Santa Claus, I reflected that where that night the Santa's supposed to be coming, would you believe that our people will bake cakes and all and brainwash the children and leave the cake out and cut a slice and Santa Claus supposed to be getting it? I mean, they were going all out, son. And the slice of cake be gone. This is the trick, just like you said. And the people out there on internet land that's listening, they ought to realize that the trick being played to us on Capitol Hill, because we see who progress and who don't. We see who family has a maid in the shade and who family catching hell and could barely eat or sleep. And they say, God bless America. Just a blessing, some eating and some ain't, some starving and some ain't.
That's the tree.
What tree?
It never existed. None of it never existed. It's the tree. That's why my voyage of my spiritual journey has been left. Because you can't teach it. People are people. It's a fool every day. There's a difference between the self and the people. But people ain't aware. That's what I mean. The people are asleep. They have no clue that they even asleep. They dreaming in their sleep, so they feel they're awake when they actually are the living dead. They have no awareness to truth. All they have is tricks. See, now they gave you trick beliefs. So now the people are finished because they can now believe in their own tricks. Who gonna stop a parent from tricking a child for them to be good? So if you don't want your child to be wise, you're gonna start tricking them. This is why there's no wise children. Because no parent that don't want no wise child, if they don't want no wise child, they start tricking them. This is what throws the child off and start breaking their virginity. Lying is popping the cherry. You're killing their being. Because there's no better time to get the truth than in your youth. But truth make you wise. So if the parent's still a fool, do you think they want their child wise? So this is why Santa Claus exists. To stop you from becoming wise. If Santa Claus didn't exist, every child would be wise. They wouldn't have no reason. They are tricked into a reason. If you be good, there's one day you can get what you want. You stop all that questioning. Stop all that asking me everything. When Christmas comes, you can get what you want. So this is why a lot of parents are responsible. Because you know you tricking the child. The child don't know you tricking. The child believe it. Because this is what you can do as a pure spiritual being. It's a gift, not from Santa Claus, but from the way, the divine creator. So the real gifts came from the divine creator. Did not one person give you a gift? You cannot receive a gift from anybody. The divine creator gave you your gifts already. Those are called tricks. Oh, good. It's okay. Good. Right. One time a year, it's okay to take from a stranger.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It just be something about these one day. You allow these one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
These the tricks that's played.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people said tricks for kids.
Yeah.
They call the kids also part of the trick.
Yeah. And now I see why they set it up once a year, because they give you outcast or forecast to looking forward to something to come. It's good. And our people right now waiting on it to celebrate.
That's like wedging.
Right now.
Right.
Y'all
wedging.
And they're getting ready.
Falsehood
right now
into the child's heart. then binding it. These is wicked.
It is.
This is all for what? Because if we look at the youth now, for what did it do? If we look at the adult now, what did it do? Now everybody playing tricks.
Playing the same game
on each other.
There you go. There you go.
People wondering why it's not working out.
Mm-hmm.
Because your beginnings was you accepted Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus was the first trick that tricked you out of the truth and got you to submit yourself. You didn't know nothing about days of the week. You didn't know it took 365 days for that thing to wrap back round. To you, it was almost like 2 weeks, 3 weeks as a child. You playing. You didn't know it's got a whole calendar system, days of the week, months. You ain't got none of this in your mind when you receive it. So now that's how they start tricking you. You get into 2 and 3. Now you understand that, oh, you're learning this little thing.
Yeah.
It's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trick pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Now it got a calendar day to make it seem as it's real. And guess who's making it real? The people.
The people. They carry it out.
Right now, people are going to be carrying out conditions that apply with Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not the self.
Mm-hmm.
We the people.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no one person lighting up all this Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
These are people.
That's right.
Ain't no self lighting up no whole city by itself. Mm-hmm. These are we the people.
People. Right on. We the people.
People split up into groups.
Mm-hmm.
Some groups want to be social class, say this is a higher class, bourgeoisie. Mm-hmm. Then you got your lower class, your peasants, your peasants. This is the tricks people play. This, what I've seen all my life, is people playing tricks. Mm-hmm. So the tricks are over.
That's right.
But if you want to keep tricking, trick on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's time to go to the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we got to go to all off. We're going to get in some deep breakdowns, and we're going to finish this on off. You heard of the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. This is the plane that the tricks are played on. The self is whole without parting into the spirit, mind, and body. The spirit, mind, and body are phantoms, tricks created by people. The divine creator has to do with the self. So when it comes to the self has to be true because the self actually is true. Tricks not. So trick or treat was to trick the truth. to trick the truth is to trick the self. Only who can trick the self is the people. So now this is where we have to understand where all is from, so all will return. These spirit, minds, and bodies all are from the self. And so all the spirit, mind, and body shall return to self. Now to unbind self from all the ignorance that self played on itself by tricking itself, this is what becomes your circle. A circle is what keeps you binded. This is why you have a year. A year represents a circle.
That's right.
After you do it this year, it's called next year.
Look at that.
This is how the child is tricked to growing up to be tricked. Because a circle is a year. And so we the people been having all the people in circle sevens. This what Rome, Jews, known as Christians today, didn't want you to know. So they changed these beliefs in these spiritual, mental, and physical, when none of this even apply. The self is pure. So purity can't be tainted. It could just be tricked to believe it's being tainted because it don't know the self. It know what people told them. And so people have said a lot of things before you come to an open mind of you having that yourself. So now the purity is how you get out of the circle. 369 is a circle. It stands for 360. 360 is a circle. This is what's called Solomon's magic or Satan's magic or Santa Claus. How you bind spirits to a circle and have them keep repeating the same thing over and over. That's why it's called Circle 7. 7 days a week, you're repeating something. Not that this is new, but it's a repeating idea. Not that it's new. Everything the creator creates is new. That's why you see a newborn. But the only thing that keep repeating is the ideas in a newborn. We all are still newborn. But you keep repeating circles. And this is why people can't get out. And to get out, you need to understand purity. Purity is the hole in the middle, the exit hole. And in the purity, this is the center of the donut. The spirit, mind, and body is the donut, the opposite of the center of the donut, that rim. We are under the impression that the rim is the self, when the hole in the center of the donut is the self. That hole in the middle of the donut that is called the self, that's the I. That's why it looks like you can look through it like an eye. And it's circular. See, that's tricking, making fun of the true I. And thinking with the two circular eyes. Now you want flesh. See, you can't eat the center of the donut. You can only eat the rim. So this is what Santa Claus do. He don't ever give you the center of the donut. He give you the rim. So that way you can keep being bounded by the circle in the center of the donut. That center is your belief. That's what you have. This is what you own. You have the right to believe. So you can believe truth just like any other thing can be believed. And you can also believe lie, which is to believe the tricks. So now with the center of the donut as the plane of purity, behind that, this is what they call the fourth state. Sleep, dream, and awake is the three states of spirit, mind, and body. But if you notice that, you keep waking up and keep dealing with and experiencing the spirit, mind, body. You keep experiencing going to sleep. You keep experiencing waking up. You keep experiencing dreaming. Those three are held up by this invisible fourth one, which is the center of the donut of purity. The sun is an opening. It's telling you the center of the donut. In and out. Then you got the opposite of that, the moon. The moon catches through the opening the sun's light. The light casts everywhere, all over the earth, but it stops at the moon if you study this. The moon receives the sunlight. All of it. Without no shade. So we're talking the fullness of purity can be received by what is called its equal, the moon. This is what the equal unity of the sun is. So we have to understand that represents the all I. The all I is where the way is. The way of the all I. The creator that we are talking to, or praying to, or worshiping is all I. It's beyond spirit, mind, and body that it can produce spirit, mind, body at will, called a seed. That's nothing for the creator. To produce a seed is nothing for the creator. That's why people will always be here, because that's the seed. The higher minds is the ones that freak, that don't come here that much. But when they do, it's impactful. Because this is the realm for the people as seeds. So this is a place where people grow. Just like seeds grow. But nobody knows where is this happening from. You don't know how you're sleeping, dreaming, and awakening, and how this is really happening. It's happening from the fourth state of purity, that which you can't see. And then directly behind that is the divine creator, the all I. And from all eyes, where everything that's in existence is sourced from. The source now makes all this resources out of nothing. This is what and why it's so beautiful, where you can have that understanding again of why you were so happy as a child. Because you was dealing with this nature that was pure and fresh, but you didn't know what it was. And that's the people coming into to learning who they are, the self. So everybody's name is their name to get to know their true divine name. That's your trick name when you birth name. Then you have your divine name. See, the feds can get you off your trick name, the government name. See, they tricked you to think that's your government, that's your creator name, that the divine creator gave you. See, that's what the people gave you. Remember, the people are asleep. That's what the people gave you. The divine creator gave you your divine name. And so this is what that's about. You coming to the knowledge of your true self and your divine name. Don't no Fed got your divine name. No CIA got your divine name. No people got your divine name. So everything that we see that we've been calling spirit, mind, physical, these are resources coming from the source. Anything that manifests came from the unmanifest. This is where you can't no longer see your God. This is where you know the self. You no longer worship flesh, you now know the self. And so I want to get into the not self. In your most prestigious teachings, they call him Buddha. And in the most provoking wisdom teachings of Buddha is the study of anatta. Well, the word anatta means not self. And everyone that I have came across have misunderstood this term because they don't know what this term means. And they describe it as not self. And then they go to meaning that there is no self. And so this is again tricks to play on the self. We're in very dangerous times. Well, now the Pandora's box, the Kabbalah's is fully open. Demons comes out of the Pandora box. Our ancestors, our Moorish ancestors, because the black people don't know this. These the new people created by white people, black people. Black people are created by European nations. But European nations don't want you to know about AL-SUFIAN, the moral Ara. The Moorish, Abraham, the Moor. This is what it's all about. Santa Claus is playing, taking all of the power of Abraham. Ho, 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 Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Ho, 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 Holy Spirit. Mocking your Holy Spirit, which is the truth. And this whole game was to see who would figure this out. They thought it would never be. But somebody told them in the past that if you do this, you will not win. That you're only going to make it stronger, greater, but as they say, the people don't understand. The people still don't understand who killed their family, who killed their members of their family, who killed their prophets, their ancestors. Santa Claus. Satan. Romans. Row, row, row. They told us to row our boat gently down the street. And told us life is but a tree. They tricked us. They tricked our ancestors, but they didn't trick the Marab Aral, but they tricked the black ancestors. So the all I is what it means by Allah, the way. Now, let's go in right quick on these two ways right here. These are actually all is defining to you above the spiritual plane, above the plane of purity, to the all I. And Allah is how you balance the spirit, mind, and body. When tricks are played on you, you don't have to act on the trick. If you knew the formula, Allah, Al, AL is the left side of anybody doings. You reverse AL, you get LA, Allah. This takes two and bring two together to make one. And the one is the balance of the Al and the law. And that balance is the Ah. And from that, you cancel off all negative spirits and all negative genes. It's just an equation of balancing sound geometry. Frontwards, backwards, and that frontwards and backwards creating a balance. They call this a pendomine. If you want to look it up with the people call this the pendomine. But there's no different meaning frontwards, or there's no different meaning in reverse. So this is how they make sorcery, by changing how words normally flow, and then they reverse the flow to create a new sorcery word. And this is how they create circles. But this particular is a pre-created circle that cancel all. It acts as the first battery that contains the negative, the positive, and the circuitry of darkness. And that's how lies or enlightenment arise. You won't be able to see the footprints past this point. They're going to go invisible. They're going to go into the unmanifest. So you're seeing the last footprint. The next are in the unmanifest. This is what it looks like when you beat the game. It's all I. It's not coming from the spirit, not coming from the mind, it's not coming from the body. This is the source of all these things. The I can create a spirit, make a mind, form a body. These things are limited by the I, while the I itself is infinite. So on the plane of the all I, this is where we reach the first, the beginning, the magnificent. That's what's magnificent. That's the beginning. That's the first. That's what all will return to that came from. The next word is the one. The all I is the one. The absolute. The all knowing. The all I is the first, is the beginning, is the magnificent, is the one, is the absolute, is the all knowing. The I is also the infinite, also the unique. There's nothing like the I. You can hang it up. Anything you see in the flesh came from the I, is not the I. You like newborn babies? Come from the I. And the I can make another baby you enjoy and love and think it's so beautiful. The saying, there's nothing new under the sun, this is what it's coming from. There's nothing new for the I. The I is what makes all things anew. You won't find this is what made your woman. This is what made your wife. This is what made your mother. This is what makes anything that you see that you co-sign as beauty. This is what made you. I is what made you. You is the uniqueness. There's no other you. These are the greatest of the greatest. The infinite. So when you was taught in your lessons to raise your thoughts, to infinite wisdom, now you know what that is. The I is the compassionate. The I is the beneficent. The I is the gracious. The I is the Almighty God, Allah. Who did Jesus say was the way? Ah, this is the greater that is in you, that is within the self. This is what Anada is referring to as the not self. The Almighty God, I. And the only way to activate, or the only know when this is activated, when your eye is activated, you have awareness. The satisfaction of you returning to be at one with the I is awareness. This is what you've been calling happiness, satisfaction, self-fulfillment. It's the only way to become self-fulfilled. Nothing else is going to fulfill self. We talking the Almighty. Did we know it says in one of the surahs, it says that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. Now you got the gift of the comprehension. This is what it means. It said if you can become aware of this awareness, you will be changed in the twinkling. change in the twinkling is the swiftness of how fast the eye can make the lesser eye blink. Just as you don't even catch yourself blinking, this is what everlasting life is. Death is a slow blink. See, you're alive, let you know you don't have to have no death, because a death is a blink. That's why they say life is a fleeing. That a fleeing is a blinking. A blinking is a twinkling. Then another one was let your eye be single. And if your eye be single, your body shall be full of light. See, this is different than the word gnosis. The other word you come into after you leave another, as in deep spiritual understanding or spiritual wisdom, you come into the Greek word, gnosis. This is also a trick word with a G, gnosis with a G. They saying if you attain this secret knowledge, that you will be liberated and have salvation. Ultimately, the saving power you fully possess.
Fully possessed already.
And so they want you to go on a search for something you already have. You just didn't K-N-O. And so that's why they put the silent G in front of N-O, because you don't know. But it's a fake and a trick, a mask of knowing. So it's with the G-N-O, gnosis. But this is all about flesh and blood. So to understand the way is to understand a human being that you seeing is a spirit. Every human being you seeing is a spirit. The trick is to make you think that none of these people are spirits, that they are flesh. Meaning that you won't see them again. So if you do something, you won't have to worry about it. No, these are spirits. They will enter your dream just like they entered your life while you was physical. So we have to understand what it is meaning by human being. The human being is talking about the human spirit. You are listening to a human spirit speaking. Has its own identity, has its own uniqueness, separate from everyone else. Just like you have your own identity, own uniqueness, separate from everyone else. And you come and go at will. So we don't call this awareness gnosis. This is when you understanding the human flesh and blood. When you understand the awareness of the I, that's called SUFIAN. So when you hear the word Sophia, that's what they copy. The SUFIA. This is a light that self has to learn to live in. That is not spiritual, is not mental, is not physical. It's prior to those creations. It already is. It's uncreated. So you have to just remove the layers, which are tricks that's been placed on your core divine being. And what lays right over your core divine being is the spirit. It's the first creation of all creation. It's the spirit body. And then from the spirit so intelligent, it creates a mind and creates its own body. This is how you got here. You were self-created. So now when you hear that these other people are self-made, while the self is self-created. See, people are self-made. Self-made, the people, but the people don't know themselves. But the self is self-created. So we had the power and ability to create ourselves. That's what we call creation. Creation belongs to self. Self-creation is what we call physics, metaphysics, quantum physics, solar cosmology. And so this is where you get we the people saying the third eye. This is deep understanding I'm talking about. The three eyes is what made the three eyes. The third eye is what made the three eyes, the spirit, mind, and the body, which contains 7, each one. So there's 7 heavens, there's 7 earths, and that's what formed the 7 in the center. All of these consist of a circle. The circle is not what we into. We into the dot within the circle. That's the exit and the enter at will. And so self does that. That's self-creation, being self-created. So you want to create self, you can create self by a thought. You can create self into a physical being. Or you can leave self as a thought. Or you can send self into the mental plane. It's all self-created. But what's doing it is not the self. And this is the gift we've been having. And that Santa Claus tried to steal our gifts. So this is where you get the naming of the full way. The AL-SUFIAN. I-Salam. This is not by coincidence. If everybody would have gave it time and gave it thought and really had self-contemplation, everybody would have came to this their own self. But people follow people. The self follows self. Everybody showed who they follow. Because you ain't unique. You ain't got no uniqueness. If you have no uniqueness, you have no self. The creator is known as the unique. Everybody celebrating Christmas ain't unique. People celebrating people ain't unique. When you celebrate the Lord, that's when you celebrate. Otherwise, you just worshiping flesh. And that's what the Creator told you not to do. And so since you wanted your wish shall be granted. If you choose to be ignorant, your own eye will grant your wish. You have something called a spirit in a body that will make anything come to existence. Spirit, mind, body. All of it comes from 1, 2, 3, ABC. So all of that was the all I, and the footprints are vanishing. So that's the last footprint. You know it as Enoch, where you walk with God. But y'all don't know what that means. So a higher mind manifested to show you the possibilities of you as a seed, you as a self. The I planted you for you to grow into the living I. So you could cross to the plane of manifest and to the plane of the unmanifest at will.
Journey through all.
At the blinking and twinkling of an eye. Faith in the way has always been that simple. Simple as I. Sufa al-Fatiha in AL-SUFIAN of all law. I Sufian, I Salam. I love you more.